was due. And I stood up to say goodbye like all the rest. And I heard him tell the warden just before he reached my cell, let my guitar playing friend do my request. Let him sing me back home with a song I used to hear. Make my old memories come alive.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show
12,
for you.
11, 10.
Old, historic, old, exciting, new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Well, welcome to the prison show. Miss Tanika, how you doing this week?
I'm awesome. How are you, Hank? $1 million, I already know.
Yep, like $1 million every day. Yeah. Yeah.
Glad to be here.
It's easy to live up to, though. All I do is have a good time.
Have a good time.
Which reminds me, folks, speaking of good times, I've got 2 pair of Gin Blossom tickets at House of Blues that we'll give away about 45 minutes into the callers, before the end of the show anyway. So, just bear that in mind, and I'm not sure exactly how we'll figure that out, but maybe I'll have to set a specific time. Who's on the phone at this time? It's your tickets.
Gotcha.
That's probably the easiest thing.
Sounds like fun.
And I don't know, Gin Blossoms. I've never seen them, but I've heard their music, and pretty good. Anyway, we've got another busy show. We've got Chris back from The
Bayou Review.
Bayou Review. I keep wanting to say Bayou City, but anyway, Bayou Review with inmate letters that they've got with stories in them that they want to publish. And then we've got Miss Terri Leclerc, who does the Prison Show Book Club and various other things, has her own little, it's not a Marvel comic, but it's a like Gothic novel type book about writing writs and
graphic novel.
Graphic novel. There it is. David came up with the word graphic novel. Yeah. At any rate, writing, various things that you got to do. Anyway, we got Michael Arbor in the house. Michael will be in here shortly. And Parole Solutions, we've got another recording from them with answering the parole questions. And then Linda and Dani bringing death row news. And then a break song. We don't always have time
for tonight?
I do not know. I don't see it on there. So, at any rate, we've got a busy show. Miss Tanika?
I'm excited about it. I hope everybody, guys and girls out there, that you're doing well, you're in good spirits, you're flu-free.
I'm flu-free.
We're happy that you're listening in.
I hear somebody's, turn your volume down, ma'am.
I did.
It's low, but it ain't down.
Hank. Yeah, there we are. All righty. Sorry about that, y'all. Well, at any rate, we're ready to get this show rocking and rolling.
Okay.
Can you talk in the microphone, please?
Gotcha.
Sure. Okay, we've got Chris. Why don't you tell them what you're up to? This is Chris Flakus. He and his dad came in and did a videography on us at one point. And pretty good, actually. You can find it online.
Thank you. Yeah, it's up on YouTube. If you just YouTube Prison Show. My dad's name is Greg Flakus, Flakus. It'll pop right up.
All right. Well, folks, look that up. And I might as well tell you again, we're live on Facebook right now. Go to the Prison Show. Click on the, you'll see us. Just click on it. At any rate, Chris, you're with Bayou Review now, going to college, got your education continuing, and
that's right. It's my last semester, so I'm graduating soon. And
congratulations!
Nice.
You. Only took 9 years.
So, tell us a little bit about Bayou Review and about the big response you got to the last time you were on.
Sure. Well, the Bayou Review is University of Houston Downtown's literary magazine. Last semester was my first semester as an intern with the Bayou Review, and I noticed that amongst our submissions, we had several submissions from inmates. one of which made it into last issue, a woman from Scotland Correctional Institute, which I believe was in North Carolina. So I did a little investigating, and I found that we were actually listed in the Penn American, I think it's something like the Penn Incarcerated Writers Handbook. So we were listed as a literary magazine that's open to inmate submissions. And I believe that was under the direction of one of UHD's most famous alumni, the poet Lorenzo Thomas. He's no longer with us, but he was a very influential poet, part of like the Black Arts movement, worked with Amiri Baraka, and so he was a very progressive man, and I think that we're continuing in the spirit that he would have wanted this for the Bayou Review. So we're focusing more on Texas inmates in this issue. And
Great.
since you last had us on the show, we've had submissions pouring in, and I mean it's really moving. Really, I mean sometimes we're literally reading these submissions with tears in our eyes.
Oh, wow.
I think you said you had 18 or 19 that were actually usable.
Oh, I mean,
out of so many that you've gotten.
The tricky part now is going to be deciding which ones are going to go in, because they're almost all usable. They're all fantastic. So that's our challenge right now is narrowing down which we want to use. But that being said, we're still open for submissions, and you guys and gals out there, if we're looking for writing that expresses your feelings being incarcerated, the conditions of incarceration, the details of daily life. I mean, this is what's really important for the world to hear, and it's valid stories. So our address is 1 Main Street, S250, Houston, Texas, 77002-1001.
Okay, before you're done, we'll have you do that again. Guys, go get your pencil and paper right now, because you know how it is. It's a prison show. You're going to need this information.
Mm-hmm.
Lord willing, it'll be helpful. We try. Okay, so we're talking about stories that inmates have written and sent in to you.
That's right.
Is there one right off the top of your head you want to maybe summarize, or one you've used? Let's say.
Sure.
I don't want to tip anybody else's hand.
Right. Well, I will say before that, I just want to say thank you to Edward B. Lyons Jr. in Ramsey Unit. Thanks for the Christmas card. That was very, very thoughtful of you. I won't use names since we haven't decided on what's actually going in there. But there's one writer who I believe went in when he was 16 years old. He's been in there since 1987, and wow. That was one that really pulled on the heartstrings. Seeing a mistake that you make when you're so young can define the rest of your life. And
try it as an adult, even though you never had the rights.
Absolutely.
And don't have the faculty.
Exactly. And you can just see the change and growth that this individual's gone through, and the talent in the writing. I mean, the writing's strong. Just from the perspective of good writing, it's got a voice. It's got a style to it that honestly is it's among some of the best writing I've read from non-professional writers.
Wow.
Really, really excellent.
And that's what the Bayou Review's all about.
That's what the Bayou Review's all about. And we're actually coming out with 2 issues this semester. So we have a separate issue that's just open submissions for anyone who would like to submit. But we're focusing one issue on inmate art. And I'd also like to say that although the bulk of it is going to be inmate writing, poetry, stories, artwork, we're also open to anyone else who might have a connection, family members who would maybe, that experience is also part of this whole issue and valid.
Incarceration related, advocates.
Excellent. So we're open to hear all of that. And as I think I mentioned on the air last time, UHD is a big criminal justice school. So for students who are going to go on and work in law enforcement to some capacity, what our hope is to show a human aspect of, have some compassion moving on into this system.
Well, TSU and UHD are kind of neck and neck in this race here on trying to get better about equipping people to help people.
Right.
Absolutely. And it's a healing process. Like the book club, reading. When you're in there reading a book is a way of making those walls disappear for a minute and taking you somewhere else and experiencing parts of the world that we'll never be able to see, times that were long ago. I mean, it's a transportative literature is a magical thing, and I can see that for these guys, it's really it's therapeutic.
Okay.
Well, and now how you had some other guests with you the last time that came in, and
our general editor, Michelle Laird.
Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. Okay. So, how many people are directly involved in putting this together?
We've doubled in size from last semester. We have something like, off the top of my head, and since we just got started, I met a lot of these interns for the first time. I think there's about 16 of us, 3 editors. I'm the fiction editor. Archie Gale's our poetry editor, and Michelle Laird is our general editor. So the interns are in charge of going through the submissions and dividing them into. And like I said, that's the hardest part, deciding what to use, because we have a lot of usable submissions. Some of the, I will say that we're focusing more on incarcerated-related work. So we got one submission that was this amazing piece of historical fiction. It was set during World War II, and I thought it was great, and we're keeping that submission. But for this issue, we really want to focus on the experience of the inmate.
Okay. And to have 16 interns, 16 students interested in anything speaks volumes about the program and the work product you're generating. So that's, I can't wait to check it out myself.
Thank you.
And they're helping screen all these stories. And
absolutely.
How many do you think you've gotten all together?
Altogether, we're looking at about like 20 right now, and we can certainly, we're certainly still open to submissions.
So they're really, literally all useful.
They're almost all useful. Wow. And now the what makes it a little bit more difficult, because we do have the time constraints and deadlines,
and only so much space.
And these are submissions that tend to be a little longer. Also, they're typed up, because we know you guys are typing up on your commissary typewriters. So whereas usually we'd be able to just download the submission and print it right out, the editors and the interns were typing it up,
having to retype it. Got it. Or if it's handwritten, same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But we're working really hard to make sure that that's done as soon as possible, so we can move on to working with the layout, getting the galleys prepared.
Well, now, you said this is your last semester?
My last semester. I'm going to be graduating when is it? May, I believe.
And your major again?
My major is creative writing.
Awesome.
And I'm hoping to continue my education along those lines. Go to grad school for writing.
So is there somebody lined up to continue the work? Other than just basically being interns, is there somebody that's going to step into that role?
Yes, we're not sure who that might be right now, but probably one of the interns. I mean, we have really great interns working this semester. Any one of them would be great as an editor.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, we've got about 2 minutes left. Do you want? First off, is there anything else you wanted to let people know about this project?
Just that this is the kind of project that really could change the way people look at the system. I think one of the terrible things is that prisons are out of sight and out of mind for most of society. You know? And this is a chance to shed some light on what life's actually like on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah, the human side of
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, it's it is a bad thing that people commit crimes. Not all crimes are harmful to all people or anything of that nature, but generally speaking, crime is bad. In a way. Sometimes it's very bad, other times less. But society tends to just want to push people into the units, push them away, out of sight, out of mind, warehouse them over there, and keep them away from us, and not in my backyard, and all that. So this is something that'll put a human face on it.
And it's not our place to judge. We're reading this from the perspective of editors and writers.
Excellent. So it's the same thing here. We try and not judge. We're advocates for them if they're locked up, regardless of who or what.
Right.
So, although when I get letters that are complaining about me for stuff I haven't done and stuff, they don't know what I've done. So by the time I get around to writing them back, I've already done some other stuff they don't know about yet. But yet I already got a letter complaining. That sort of thing. It takes a while for all this stuff to happen. We're much of the same mind. We're not trying to judge. We're trying to get the help out there.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate what you're doing. And I really want to thank you again, you and your dad both, for coming and doing that great video of us. It turned out great.
And I understand that video is on YouTube.
Yes,
is that correct? On the Prison Channel's YouTube I mean, the Prison Show's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So you can check us out there. And then once more, to send in your submissions to 1 Main Street, S as in South, 250, Houston, Texas, 77002-1001. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thanks, Chris.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
so much.
Thanks for coming in again. We'll have you back.
My pleasure. Thank you all.
Hopefully before you get done.
Oh yeah, well we'll come back and let you know how the finished product. I'm sure this is gonna be really great.
We'd like to have a couple of copies to give away to
you guys got it
during
absolutely.
Fund Drive or something. We got a
Sure.
Fund Drive coming up next month actually.
Yes.
So anything
It'll probably take. I think we should have these copies by May.
Oh well, it'll be the following Fund Drive then.
Okay.
Sounds great. Thank
Excellent.
you all.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
Folks, that reminds me, we are going into Fund Drive on March 1st through the 21st. So there will be 3 Fund Drive shows. You know how that goes. We'll try and get Ray in here to pitch a little. We'll try and get some other guests in here to pitch a little, and we'll be pitching. And Tanika, is this your first?
This
your
is my
fund?
first, so
right.
trust me, I have to pitch hard.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is. There, and a lady's voice doing it will make a
maybe
difference
it'll
over
help.
me. So
Maybe it'll help.
yeah.
Gotcha.
At any rate, folks, put that on your calendar. March 1st through 21st, KPFT Fund Drive. That's how this show stays on the air because that's how this station stays on the air.
Yes.
We can't do it without you. It's community radio, and you're the community. We volunteer. We're all volunteers.
That's it.
And how big was your check last month? 0.00, just like mine.
I'm still waiting.
Still waiting. Yeah, I don't even
not
get the
looking.
check
We
saying
don't look.
000.
That's right.
Hey, but on that fund drive, they got to send a lot. 'Cause, David usually tries to match everything. So get a good one.
Well, yeah, he does. Well, we all kick in. We all do fundraisers and stuff. And that reminds me, we need to probably discuss that pretty soon because I got asked about it again at a committee meeting. But maybe another prison show goes to rehab. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, we're rolling around here, and we got Miss Terri Leclerc on the line.
Good.
Hey, Terri.
You sure do have me on the line. Thank you, Hank. Thank you, Tanika, for that great discussion with Chris. I think that your interaction with him and your enthusiasm for him really makes a big difference. Thank you.
Well, a quick point on Chris. A couple of years ago when they did the video, he was a little more in his shell and not quite as confident as he is now. He's really come into his own doing this. So, and
isn't that fun to see?
Yeah, and it has to do with writing and reading and literature, right up your alley.
Great segue.
Hi, Tanika. Let me reintroduce myself to the reader, to listeners, so they have the slightest idea of what I'm doing. They need to have their pencils out and ready. Also, if they didn't have them for Chris, they need to have them now. I thought all of the numbers for to be able to write to Chris were way too confusing for me, but your listeners are better than I am with pencils. First, I know quite a bit about prison grievances.
Right.
So if listeners want to send me a grievance they wrote that was denied, I'll evaluate it and let them know why I suspect it was denied. I'm happy to report that several of your listeners have written to say that they've actually won a grievance by following the rules and by being factual. Imagine that.
Excellent.
If you're curious about the official grievance process, you might want to get a loved one to send you through Amazon that graphic novel, the word you guys couldn't remember.
Yeah, that's me.
Novel.
Gothic novel? I'm thinking of Batman. Sorry.
Hank, really, when I started writing this those years ago, I didn't even know that term. I thought they were called comic books. So, but the title of it is Prison Grievances, When to Write, How to Write. And there's even a Spanish version.
Gotcha.
They're really inexpensive. They're easy to read because they're comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless,
graphic novels.
If somebody has a specific question about a grievance, you can write to me. Pencil is ready. Here's my address. I am Dr. Terri, Terri, Leclerc, LE, capital CLERCQ. I still get my mail at the School of Law. 727 East 26th Street. 727 East 26th Street in Austin, 78705. I've retired from there, but they let me have my little male cubby. I'm kind of like kindergartner.
When did you retire?
Yeah.
Like a year ago? Wasn't it about a year ago?
Let's call it 5.
Okay.
What?
Wow.
I thought you were still at the school all this time.
Isn't that something? Well,
Wow.
I kind of am. I go up and eat lunch with the guys, but yeah.
Huh. Maybe
Anyway.
the address fooled me.
Well, things don't come to my house. And then there's the second thing to know about me on the prison show, because I have the prison show book club. I'm so happy about it. The letters I receive from TDC readers are the happiest part of my month. And here's how the prison show book club works. You read a book. That's pretty easy. Then you write to me about it. Maybe you can write to me about the story. Or you can tell me what you liked and didn't like. I will always, always write back. I might respond to your report if you ask me about your writing or something. I might suggest other books to read. And that's all it takes. You are an official member of our exclusive book club. And sometimes here on KPFT, I'll suggest a book title. I'm going to do that tonight. I hope you can get your hands on a copy. Sometimes it's in your library. Sometimes your loved ones will send it, as long as it's not banned by TDC. And this is not. Sometimes your loved one will read the book, and you can read it, and you can exchange thoughts, which is what I want to do tonight. So this month, drum roll. Ready?
Ready.
And I'm going to recommend a new novel. It's called An American Marriage. An American Marriage. It was written by Tayari, Tayari Jones. I want you to read it. Think about it and write to me about it. If you have a loved one out there, ask him or her to read it too. You guys can talk it over. It's an important book for several reasons, including it's an honest look at a married couple who gets separated when the husband is sent to prison. In the book, he's an innocent man, but that's not the point of the book. What happens when people who love each other become separated by years and by bars? I suspect you've had some experience with this problem. But what happens next? In the book, the inmate returns a different person to his loved one. And that person's changed too, right? Mm-hmm. That just has to be. No one stays the same. And with the incredibly long sentences that most TDC guests experience, those are long years with lots of experiences, because that's a human condition. Now, here's why we read a book. This book, The American Marriage, is about you, not you personally, and yet you continue to be a part of the human experience, don't you? Literature allows us to step out of our own little selves to see how we fit into that larger pattern of humanity. And I think Hank, Tanika, we're a part of that humanity. Naturally, our situations are different from fictional characters. But if you read An American Marriage, think about what choices those characters have, what choices they make. What would you have done? And then, of course, you have to think about, how will re-entering my family be for me? Whew. Let's take advantage of this book, because first, it's unusual for literature to concentrate on injustice in our so-called justice system. Mm-hmm. And second, very few writers out there have taken the time to wonder about the consequences of that justice system on parolees, on our real human lives. So remember, try to find An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. I really want to hear what you guys think about it. I can't wait, actually. So I'm going to remind you, Dr. Terri Leclerc at 727 East 26th Street, Austin, 78705. And I want to conclude here, if it's okay with you, Hank, with just a personal note. Mm-hmm. I've been out of the house since Thanksgiving. My family's been temporarily living in New Orleans, actually, but to help our son, who has traumatic brain injury. In New Orleans, he went through a clinical therapy. We received so many kind letters from my correspondents through the prison show. And we've received messages from the station, from KPFT, encouraging us through a really difficult time. And that is what community radio is all about, isn't it?
Oh, my gosh.
We are a community, right?
Right.
I have a side, you know what, Thank you, and I'm sorry I didn't send supportive stuff, and I contact you and send you things now and then, but I got a question for you. I was reading a thing yesterday about Duluth, Minnesota cutting out To Kill a Mockingbird and Huck Finn. Are you kidding me? Cutting them from the schools. Because it's because they have the N-word in them. But don't educators at that level realize the purpose of those books was to bring out the inequalities and the wrongfulness of the whole situation?
All I could think of when I heard that is, oh my God, the TDC reviewers have moved.
Right.
My husband and I teach Huckleberry Finn.
Right.
It was the first book written that shared a relationship, a personal, loving relationship between people who have different races. Right. Of course the N-word was used, because that was historically correct as Mark Twain wrote it.
Yeah.
But the book shows, Huck says, if I have to turn you in, Jim, if I have a choice between turning you in and going to hell, I'll go to hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew I asked the right person.
What testament to the love between races is greater than that one? And of course, TDC banned it. They banned Oprah's book. I know why Cage Bird sings, because she was sexually abused as a child, but she got over it.
Right.
Yet, I'm not sure who is a representative on that committee, because they were just met here in Austin and they have a closed door committee for that. So I don't know if these are people who can read and write, or who've ever gone to college, or who,
ever read the books even.
Ever read a book. I don't know.
It's obvious these people don't have a clue. So I'm glad I asked you about that.
Rather than just changing the curriculum and the dialogue surrounding, the explanations of the
rather
book,
than educating the kids, read these classics, find out what they're about, understand them.
Right. And why would they ban them from TDC like they've never heard that word outside in prison? Oh, really? No, I don't know.
How's your labor agitator doing?
Oh, he's doing great. And listen, that last show, I don't know whether you got to hear it because there's so much noise going on before the performance, but that last show was about Uber and the difference between... inmates really don't have this as an issue, but whether you take a taxi or whether you take one of the new services like Uber, and oh my gosh, that was the best discussion. I really hope that listeners got to hear this beforehand. It was so educational. I'm so happy to be a part of a community radio that gives information and does things like this. You are informing people. Your show informs people about, well, for instance, University of Houston's review. Who would have known about that? And it informs them about my prison book. But it's informative, and we have nothing else. Beyond this, there's a hole. It's an abyss. You guys fill a slot, and if anything happens to you, there's nothing. It's the abyss. So I once again praise you. I repeat, your positive wishes and your prayers got us through many difficult times in the last few months. So I thank you from the bottom of my little old lady English teacher heart. As many of you probably know, I'm 3 months behind in responding to letters. So be patient with me. I promise I will read every letter about grievances or about literature. So guys, remember, head up, chin down. Remember that at KPFT, we believe that any person is better than the worst thing they did. I certainly believe that. God bless all of you. Good night.
Good night. Thank you so much, Terri, for
Thank you so much. And amen to all those prayers they sent you.
Yes.
Thank you. I hope to come out and see you guys next month or so. Okay?
Oh, please do.
Please.
Be there. Bell's on. Good night.
Okay.
All right,
good night.
good night.
Thank you.
Wow, that's great.
I think I just got a PSA from David, if I could post this or share it with our listeners. Basically, there have been more visitation restrictions due to illness.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's check. Let's see. it's kind of out of order the way these have come in, but I want to share it anyway. Anyway, due to confirmed illnesses at the following facilities, those people who are assigned to the listed housing areas are temporarily restricted from receiving visitors this weekend, which is February 10th and 11th. If the housing area is not specified, please contact the unit prior to traveling.
Call before you visit, folks.
To determine whether your loved one's eligibility for visitation. So we've got here Segovia, Terrell, call ahead for a visitation. Are those the only two that
That's
are
the only
listed?
two I see.
Yeah, those are the only two that are listed, but check the TDCJ website, call those units, and you might, just for safety's sake, out of an abundance of caution, call your loved one's unit regardless.
No matter what unit you're going to visit this weekend, definitely call them. Segovia is 956-316-2400. Terrell unit is 281-595-3841. Folks, don't just drive out there expecting that everything's hunky-dory. It may not be. Call and check.
All right. Well, and we wish the folks all the best who are on lockdown in the units affected, because, that cannot be fun. Bad climate conditions, etc., and then to be sick on top of it. Yeah. There's tons of flu going around and tons of upper respiratory infections, and everybody's coughing from both of those, and that just spreads it more. So that's it. Okay.
Cough in your shirt or your elbow or whatever. Wash your hands.
That's it. Wash your hands.
Walk slow and drink plenty of water.
Hand sanitizer.
And hand sanitizer.
Yeah, if they've got it in the units, I don't know. They might. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have it in the commissary.
I didn't always see it, but yeah. Especially, I guess, if they're sick. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got Michael Arbor in here with us. Michael, we hadn't seen you in a minute. What's up?
Oh, nothing much. Just been kind of busy, life and everything else. I've gotten a lot more involved, I guess you could say, in the cause. And first off, I would like to let the loved ones of sex offenders know there is a support group that's available to you where you can get pertinent information that regards, it's for families and wives of sex offenders. The initials of the group, it's a Facebook group. It's called LASO, which stands for Loving a Sex Offender. Right now we have about 136 members in the group. You can actually search it on Facebook, and then the initials will come up, and then once you ask to join the group, you're going to be prompted with 3 questions. One, they want to know why you want to join the group. They want to know also what you're going to have to verify that you have someone that's actually incarcerated that is.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because we try to keep it. There's a lot of confidential stuff that's shared there, and it's a group where you can open up and you can really express how you feel and get feedback and get support. I'm actually one of the administrators there, so I'm actually very active with them. But it's a nationwide group. We have ladies in the group and 2 men in the group from all over the United States, from all walks of life. So once again, that's LASO. When you make sure you answer the questions, otherwise they will ignore your request. And then one of the admins, myself or one of the other 2 ladies, will actually send you a personal message and basically just ask you to verify that your loved one is a sex offender. That's for all the people that's listening that have someone that's incarcerated that is a loved one and would like some place where they can actually receive support, receive information. There's information on the page about laws governing all states. There's people networking and just basically just trying to help each other out.
Including victims?
Huh?
Including victims, maybe? Or just family members?
Mainly just family members.
Okay.
Yeah, because that kind of causes an issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we asked that's why we asked the question. That's why we asked to verify if you actually have a loved one that is a sex offender.
Okay.
Because we want to keep it support without drama. We've already done the drama thing. It didn't work out too well.
Right. And without judgment. You know,
Yes.
they've been judged. Judged.
Sentence is already been passed.
Right.
And
so,
the two ladies that started it, Megan and Hope, that was their vision, was to give people an outlet, because a lot of people don't realize that the families of sex offenders are victims as well. You know, they throw stones at them. You know, this lady didn't ask for her son to be a sex offender, or didn't ask for her husband to do this.
Right.
So they're victims as well. So it just gave them a place where it just gives you guys a place where you can come and just basically disrobe emotionally without having to worry about someone throwing a rock at you.
Yeah, we repeatedly on this show have said that all family members of all inmates are some of the innocent victims of crime, because it affects the whole family, not just the person that gets locked up.
Well, it's like they're doing time with them.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate the existence of this group, because this is a group in our society who they're often ostracized, because once a person has been charged, convicted of this particular type of crime, then the world wants you to leave them, to cut them off, to stop loving them. So this is critically important. And I assume you're also offering support for those who are on the sex offender file, like they're on parole. Is that correct?
Yes.
And family members need to participate in chaperone classes.
Yes,
and things
that's
like
where that was the vision of the group. Also, was to give them a network where they could actually find the classes, find out what the requirements are, find out what they need to do, where they can go, where they can stay, where they can't stay. For example, what a lot of people didn't realize is that the X stipulation on parole states that you cannot live with minors under the age of 18. But that's actually variable, because if they're your biological children, you can actually petition the board to come home to your family. A lot of people didn't realize. I didn't even know that until I actually got in the group and one of the ladies shared that with me.
And your crime may have had nothing to do with a minor.
Yeah.
Right.
But even if it did have something to do,
things they throw at it.
Even if it did have something to do with the minor, as long as the minor was not your kids, your own child, then you can petition the board to actually come home to your family.
Absolutely.
But that's not something that's just like publicly shared. So, I want to get that out there to the guys.
And even though it's a right, it's not automatically granted. You have to actually petition and go through the process.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that parole is going to approve it either.
Right.
So, it's still a variable thing.
Let me ask you, do you also, Michael, have access to professionals, to counselors and religious organizations and nonprofit organizations to help provide support to these families?
Right now, I pretty much am the counselor.
Okay.
But I mean, credential-wise, I have a master's in therapy.
Okay.
So, I know a lot and then having been a sex offender, there's a lot that I can explain about, one of the things, even victims, and that is one thing that I want to get involved in. I just hadn't found an avenue yet. One of the questions that people want to know is the why. Why did this happen? What made this happen? And it doesn't do any good. And that's something I want to talk to the guys about. Guys, if you know you're guilty and you know you committed this crime, don't lie to your families about it.
Right.
I can't explain to you how many broken women that I've talked to in this group who believe that their husband is innocent and didn't do nothing, and then I look at the case and I can see right through it.
Right.
It's going to come out. And the thing about lying, and I'm speaking from experience, having been a sex offender, if you can admit, one of my favorite sayings is, and this is something that it's a spiritual saying, and it says, failure to admit to the circumstances that brought you to your end is your failure to stop it from happening again. So if you can't be honest with yourself and admit that you are guilty of the crime that you know you did, then we really don't need you out here. Not only don't need you, we really don't want you out here, because we're fighting to get more rights. We're fighting for you to be with your family. We don't need some rogue idiot coming out here sabotaging our cause just because he's too prideful to admit that he did something wrong.
Right.
So if you want us to work for you, we're more than willing to do that. But we're not about a bunch of BS, and we really don't want you coming out here with that either.
Honesty is the root of being successful out here in the first place, and you've brought that to us several times in the past. So
And thanks for sharing that.
Whether it's with your family or an employer or what have you.
Because working, I mean, I get to see how hard these ladies are fighting for their men and for their husband. And like one lady fought for this man the whole entire time. He met a woman in prison and came home and went home to a different woman after this woman supported him for 12 years. I mean, that's low down.
Yeah.
You know, another one came home and went home. His wife fought through everything, telling everybody that he's innocent, only to have him come home and molest their own child. I mean, if you can't deal with the issues, then you really don't need to be out here, because it's going to come back on you. Whatever you face, if you haven't dealt with it, it's going to resurface. You are not going to be able to hide it.
And that'll hurt somebody else.
Yes, and it'll hurt our cause, because every time we go before the legislature or every time we speak up, they always point to one of those idiots that got out and went and messed everything up again. So if you want us to be real with you, we have your back. But you got to be real about it. We don't. If we find out, and I'm just speaking for the sex offender, the recovering and reformed sex offenders in general, if we find out that you're a jeopardy to our cause, we will turn you in. Call us whatever you want to whatever you want to call it. But we don't need somebody out here that's going to one case can have an effect nationwide. Mm-hmm. We don't need that. So if you want to be real, we're here. If you don't, then just do us all a favor. Just reject your parole or whatever and just stay in there, because you're going to go back and we really don't want you out. Yeah. So like I said, this is a real fight. It's not something that you can play with. It's not something you can hide behind. You know, it's fighting. It's a real fight. When you get out, it's not a cakewalk. I'm just telling you, everything that you dealt with, if it's not dealt with, it's going to resurface. And so you couldn't hide it before. I don't know what makes some of you idiots think that you can hide it once you get back out again. Mm-hmm. If anything, it's worse because you suppressed it for the past 20 years. Mm-hmm. So deal with your issues. Be honest with your family so they know the best recourse and the best way to help you. If you're still having problems with that, let them know so that they can help you. You know, if you quit making excuses. There is no excuse. I don't care. She said yes, he said yes, or whatever. There is no excuse for a grown man to have sex with somebody under the age of 18. There's no excuse for it. There's no justification. There's no tale you can spin to make it right. It's wrong, period.
And nobody's going to hear your excuses.
No, nobody wants to hear your excuses.
And Michael, I'm not a psychologist, you know, but that is an area that interests me, and I'm sympathetic. But I will say, not me. Oh, okay. Well, don't run off just yet.
Okay.
All right. I will say that, I mean, everything that you've said is critically important, the admission part. But wouldn't you agree that, I mean, it's a process. People have to get there. I mean, some people are deliberately deceptive.
Right.
But some folks just haven't come to terms with it in their minds.
Scared.
They have suppressed it. They're in denial. I mean, it's sort of like the alcoholic, you know, who says, well, you know, no, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. And so I think that, and I haven't checked out your group, but just the mere fact that you've got a support group for the loved ones means that you're opening the door for them to be loving and accepting of their convicted sex offender loved ones, those who are incarcerated or have come out, to allow them to transition to that point where they can start to admit and start to confess.
But the only problem with that is the longer you keep that, the more you perpetrate that denial, the stronger it becomes, and the more your mind will actually block it out.
It's like stuffing any emotion.
And then you'll find yourself in a situation where it just explodes out, and then all of a sudden, well, man, I don't know what happened.
Too late again.
You know, one of the things that I had to come to terms with, I remember the time I was sitting on my floor in my cell, and I was praying, and it just hit me for real. It was like, Lord, I'm a pervert to the core of my heart. That was when I finally realized what it was and saw what I did for what it really was. But what I'm saying is you have to get to that point before you are released. Trying to do that out here when everything is coming at you.
Because everybody out here, like your organization and everything, is trying to get prepared for you to come home.
Yes. But we can only do that if we know what we're up against.
Gotcha.
All right. Gotcha. Well, Michael Arbor, thank you for coming in again. Well, we'll see you next round.
Okay, and that's Lasso. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Where are we at here? Well, we got the Parole Solutions.
You have parole questions and we have Parole Solutions. This is Manny Nizami from Houghton, DuBose and Nizami PLLC, Parole Solutions Law Group, answering your parole questions.
Today's question asks, when does a release become effective? A parole release becomes effective when the offender signs his or her release certificate. The certificate orders the release and tells the offender in clear and understandable language where and when to report and to whom to report. The certificate lists the conditions of release and gives the date on which the offender will discharge his or her sentence and be free of supervision. The certificate also includes a waiver of extradition. The parole certificate must be signed by the offender. Offenders released on mandatory supervision are given release certificates that provide parole office information and release conditions. Mandatory supervision offenders are not required to sign their release certificates, but they nevertheless must obey the rules and conditions of supervision and are subject to revocation if they violate the rules or conditions. Everyone here at Houghton, DuBose and Nizami wishes to thank you for listening, and please remember to keep sending your questions to 3013 Fountain View Drive, Suite number 120, Houston, Texas 77057. Or you can call us at 832-925-7914, or you can email us at parolesolutionsLawGroup@gmail.com, or you can find us on the web at parolesolutionsLawGroup.com. The statements made during this segment are for informational purposes only and not for the purpose of providing specific legal advice. Because each case is unique, you should contact an attorney to obtain advice with respect to any particular issue or problem. Use of the information provided in this segment does not create an attorney-client relationship between Houghton, DuBose, and Nizami and the listener.
Awesome. We have Dani and Linda in the studio here to give us the latest updates from Death Row. Who's on first?
Dani.
Well, I got some news. Good evening, everyone on Texas Death Row. On January 30th, the state of Texas murdered my friend William Rayford. When I visited him that day, he told me how when he left his cell to come out to visit, his friends were yelling his name, giving him words of encouragement. He said he felt like a celebrity. The smile on his face was a mile wide. He was one of the sweetest men I've ever met, and I wish I could have known him longer. Perry Williams said Papa Rayford could make one mean cheesecake, and I know he loved his summer sausages. The William I knew was a kind man. He was a human being. Before his execution, they explained to me and the other witnesses that it would be peaceful. It was not. While William didn't say anything after the drugs were administered, I of course have eyes and I could see. On Wednesday, January 31st, I was contacted by John Battaglia's attorney, Greg Gardner, and asked to make a statement, which I and another witness did. In addition to us, 2 of Anthony Shore's witnesses gave statements also. Greg Gardner filed a lawsuit to stop John's execution. In the end, John Battaglia was executed on February 1st, but not before we found out that the drugs the state has are expired, according to the manufacturer, whoever that might be. Whatever company Texas purchased these drugs from clearly stated they were good until a certain date, but Texas has decided to extend those expiration dates. Greg Gardner put everything into that lawsuit, and if you would like to get a copy of it, just say the word to Linda or I, and we will get it to you. As of today, the execution schedule is Thomas Whitaker, February 22nd, Rosenda Rodriguez, March the 27th, Eric Davila, April the 25th. In other news, Thomas Whitaker and Perry Williams, your attorneys submitted a brief in opposition to the state's response at the Supreme Court relating to the drug issue. This has been distributed for conference on February the 23rd. Tracy Beatty, on January 26, your motion for a COA was submitted. Rodney Reed, on February the 1st, your attorneys asked the U.S. Supreme Court to allow DNA testing on crime scene evidence that could establish your innocence. In the petition, your attorney stated DNA testing in Texas remains largely unavailable to inmates due to unduly restrictive interpretations by the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. Then on February 7th, Juan Castillo, the CCA, denied your motion for DNA testing under Chapter 64. Stephen Thomas, on February the 7th, and Juan, I did put that in the mail for you. Stephen Thomas, on February 7th, the CCA affirmed the judgment of the trial court. Linda Carty, on February 7th, was denied in part and dismissed in part. Richard Tabler, your attorney submitted an advisory to the court requesting an additional 45 days to continue discussions. Also included was your handwritten agreement with conditions noted. But today, Judge Pittman denied this motion and set a status conference on Thursday, February the 15th at 11 a.m. James Henderson, on February the 2nd, Judge Clark granted an extension of time to initiate proceedings in state court. The deadline is March the 5th. Courtney Robinson, on February the 2nd, Judge Schroeder granted an extension requested by the state to respond to your federal habeas. Deadline is May the 9th. Gabriel Hall, your request for an extension of time to file your brief at the CCA was denied on February the 5th. Robert Frada, on February the 7th, your attorney submitted the reply to the response from the state for your application for COA. Obie Weathers, on February the 7th, your attorney submitted your brief, which is on remand from the Supreme Court. Jeff Pribble, on February the 7th, your attorney filed a motion to compel production of Harris County District Attorney's work product files and emails. The court has denied your motion. The court also denied your motion to dispose of Dr. Watson. Now you have 10 days from February 7th to confer and provide a proposed joint scheduling order. Walter Sorto. On February 7th, the Fifth Circuit granted your petition for a rehearing, and the prior opinion is withdrawn. A revised opinion will be forthcoming. And coming on the heels of that, Jamal Howard. The state wanted to make sure the federal court was aware of the withdrawal of the prior opinion, stating that's the prior opinion for Walter Sorto, and they stated the following. Relying on Sorto, Howard replied that new material evidence renders the ineffective assistance claims unexhausted, and the court can and must expand the record to consider new evidence. Randy Halpern, the Fifth Circuit has granted a 60-day extension for you to comply with your COA requirements. It is now due on or before April the 6th. In addition, your attorney requested co-counsel be appointed. The Federal Public Defender for the Western District of Texas, Capital Habeas Unit, was appointed on February the 8th. And just a reminder, the rulings I'm reading come directly from the courts. We are not offering advice, nor are we interpreting the rulings. If you have a question about a specific ruling I have mentioned, please just ask. I have no problem sending you the ruling I quoted. We welcome any criticism and, of course, welcome compliments. In reference to Hidalgo at the Supreme Court, there is still no answer regarding this petition, but it has now been rescheduled again for February the 16th. This is the 7th time it has been scheduled. We are on top of this, and we'll keep everyone updated. And before I give it to Linda, this week there was a quote from a former Arizona Department of Corrections inmate. They stated, "Something crazy happens when you start treating people like people. They start acting like it." I thought that was poignant.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, now I have a poem from Derek Gales. He's at the Polunsky unit. It's called Concrete and Steel. The pouring of slabs beyond a boulevard or avenue, unbreakable withstanding, so attempt to bend. Also known as the pen, a conglomeration of people's families and friends. The law becomes broken and they're ushered in. Over a period of years, the concrete becomes hard on one's knees and feet. The steel is a reminder that this is real. No yelling for a boss because you see a plane. No fantasy island, it does not get violent. Laying in thy bunk, staring at the ceiling, mentally distraught, hurt and in the pain but concealing. Visitation a few hours, vacation, recreation, mental, emotional, and physical stimulation. Day in and out, and the monotony becomes a rebellious stain. Administrative abuse, one way or another, will never change. Concrete and steel, bodies inside of a build, there's always room to fill, regardless of how you feel. So save your spiel. Some of us did, some of us didn't. Some of us left and came back with the quickness. A stamp for a soup for a shot of coffee, $100 fee for a runny nose. Common violence keeps one on his toes. Some lives become changed for the better or for the worse. Some of us were rescued or we would have been in a hearse. Drugs, sex, and sports, distractions of the worst kind while doing time. Family dying of or distanced away. Some only have friends where they stay. Filthy concrete, rusted and repainted steel. Enough to heal, enough to kill. Concrete and steel. Thank you, Derek Gales. That was a wonderful poem. And I guess that's all we have tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I was kind of surprised. Usually y'all run right to the end because you got so much stuff, but that's good. You know, economy of words, I suppose.
Yes.
Well, nice poem. You know, the part about it being violent inside, you know who the only people that can stop that are, right, guys? It's you guys. Mm-hmm. You got to stop fighting each other. Mm-hmm. Unify a little bit, and you might get better results out of everything. Anyway.
Well, the quote was a pretty good quote.
Yeah.
Treat people like people.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Heaven forbid the whole country should do that now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And take care of people, for God's sake. You don't have to worry about taking care of corporations and businesses and stuff. You take care of people, and those things do just fine.
Exactly.
You know, the more you pay people, the more they spend on those things. So, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. Well, we've got a break song coming, and we're just a slight bit ahead of schedule, but.
Well, that's because Daniel's in Argentina.
Well, officer, it's like this. This morning I sat and polished off a fifth as she was leaving for the mill's first shift. When I passed out, she throwed water on me. I was cold and wet when I come around. She hit me with the toaster and knocked me down. And I guess I took care of matters the best way I knew how. I started to wonder, is it her or me? I'm an alcoholic, and that's a disease, so it ain't my fault, right? If you got room inside your squad car for me, cuff me up, I'll gladly go along. 'Cause spending life in prison might be a hell on earth. Spending life in prison, they say there ain't much worse. But spending life in prison would damn sure be better than spending my life with her. Wait, officer, there's more to my story. This evening she give me this here black eye, 'cause I ate the last piece of pizza pie. She sat on me till I swear I could not breathe. When I finally cut loose and run out in the yard, she tried to run me over with the family car. The neighbors stood there and watched as I disappeared under the tars. I don't deserve to live in hell this way. I'll be better off your squad car for me. Cuff me up, I'll gladly go along. 'Cause spending life in prison might be a hell on earth. Spending life in prison, they say there ain't much worse. But spending life in prison would damn sure be better than spending my life with her. Better than spending my life with her. Go ahead, officer. I'm ready. Take me to jail. Take me to jail. I don't give a damn.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live. Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. KPFT Houston.
Hey, Hank,
Fair housing.
are you going to work
It's
on the
not
Dan
an option,
Patrick
it's the
Lieutenant
law.
Governor
The
campaign?
Houston-Galveston Area Council reminds you that the Federal Fair Housing Act makes it illegal to discriminate based on race, color, national origin, sex, disability, or family status when selling or renting housing. Complaints and concerns should be addressed to the Office of Housing and Urban Development. Call 1-800-669-9777 or visit www.hud.gov/fairhousing. KPFT Houston.
All right, welcome back to the Prison Show. KPFT Houston is what you're listening to, which covers our FCC obligations, as if our identification at the end of every PSA doesn't already cover that. But I know the routine, so which I keep getting reminded of every week by Mysterious Mike. Takes all the mystery out of it. Well, anyway, we're about to go to the calls here, and I've got Billy from the UK.
What's happening, everybody? How we doing?
Oh, I'm like $1 million every day.
All right. Antonica?
She is actually on a quick break here.
She's gone out, yeah? You let me down, T. You let me down.
Here she comes. Here she comes.
I heard Billy out there.
She says she heard you out there.
All right. This is a shout for
I
Big
heard
Will.
you out there, Billy. How are you?
Oh, not bad, man. Not bad. Good. All right. Right. This is a shout out for Big Will. We got 10 days pumpkin brains, so you best be ready. Best have me a nice root beer. A quick update. I phoned the unit and tried to schedule the second special visit for the 1st and the 2nd of March, which is Thursday and a Friday. But the Friday, the 2nd, that's Texas Independence Day. You didn't tell me that, did you, Scooby-Doo? So we've lost out on 4 hours on that visit. I've tried to get it for the weekend, but they said no. So basically we lost out on 4 hours for that, and there's nothing we can do about it. A quick shout out to Woods. What's happening, son? Turn the volume up, man. Turn the volume up. Nice one for that letter and the picture that you sent me. Put that up on the wall. Nice one for that. So yeah, Will, the PC is complete and utterly trashed. I'll put it out for the bin. So I'm having to use the phone. So if there's all screw with and dabbled off the spellings in there, you know how it is. I'm looking through these binoculars, man. They're like milk bottle tops over here. I can just about see the screen. It's that small. Nah, it's all good, man. Like I say, we've got 10 days to go. I've changed up some money. To every pound, I'm getting between 40 cents and 60 cents on every English pound. So it's working out pretty good at the minute. So whatever Trump is doing to the English people, he's doing it good because our pound is coming up good to the dollar. So
well, that means our dollar's weaker.
Cool. Your dollar's always weak compared to the pound. It's never really been up, Hank. Yeah, so Will, keep strong, mate. We got, like I say, 10 more days to go. 11,900. Call for getting the note to me about the major and going to hook everything up for that. That's thinking ahead. Nice one, man. So, yeah, you best have a haircut and a clean shave and all that. You know, because I want to see them old chubby cheeks. So, yeah, I'll see you in 10 days' time. Tune in next week. I'm going to try to get back through, but if I don't get back through, my flight leaves London Heathrow 8 o'clock in the morning and arrives in Houston 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. So I'll be visiting you Thursday to Friday, and then the next week, the Thursday, and then the next week after that, the Monday, then I'll be flying back. So it's all right. Good, yeah? All right, then. 11,900. Adios. Cheers, guys.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Thanks.
I should have thought of this and said this before we went to calls, but David Collinsworth has a new address, and so those of you that choose to write that address instead of the station, get your pencil and paper ready. It is 13215 Huffmeister, Huffmeister, Cypress, Texas, 77429. That's 13215 Huffmeister, Huffmeister, Cypress, Texas, 77429. And I think we'll go ahead and give away one of these pairs of tickets. And how we're going to do this is if you're in the Houston area and you're available to go at 7, let's see, what time? Yeah, the doors are at 7 p.m. at House of Blues downtown here in Houston. And you want a pair of those tickets, what you need to do is call David on his cell phone right now at 903-360-4697. One pair of tickets to go see the Gin Blossoms at House of Blues. Tuesday night, 7 p.m.
Can I insert, this is how I know that David is living right. For him to give his address and his cell phone out freely. This is a man who has no enemies. God bless him.
All right, so the number...
Baby mama drama.
Well, oh, Lordy. Let's not even say that on the air. Lord, liable to stir it up again. 903-360-4697 is the number. Call and get yourself a pair of tickets to the Gin Blossoms at House of Blues, Houston, Tuesday night. This coming Tuesday, 7 p.m. All right, and then we'll give the other pair away here later. Again, the number, one last time, 903-360-4697. Get you a pair of tickets. Okay, now we're ready to go here. Who's been waiting the longest? Oh, Hank from Wisconsin.
Well, you got Peggy instead of Hank.
Oh, well, I don't know if that could be an improvement. I don't know if that Hank's anything like this, Hank.
He's laying right here beside me. He's got to get up at 3 in the morning.
Ooh, Lordy, well,
I got to get up at 3 too, but I get to go back to bed.
That ain't bad.
He's got a great job, and I'm just really proud of him. It's been snowing up here. I've been shoveling snow.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
And I never thought that like 12 degrees would feel balmy, but it's interesting. I've enjoyed being up here. I wanted to say thank you to Dennis Hope for the birthday card. I always love those handmade cards, and I just really appreciated it. And a hi to Todd and all the friends of Hank. I don't know who all they are, but he thinks about them and talks about them a lot. And And a thank you to all of you at the station.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you. Peggy, real quick, what unit are you shouting out to?
Anyone.
I guess all of them.
All of them. There we go.
Yeah, Hank was all over the place. He did some time.
He still is.
Oh, still all over the place, huh? Well, he's just doing time different then.
Okay, thank you, hon. Have a good
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Linda in Minnesota. What unit are you calling into?
I'm calling for the WIN unit. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
How'd it do?
Very well, thank you. I want to say hello to my friends down there, to Papa Rodriguez and Bullet and Willie and Rooster and Miller L. and Madden and Bruce, of course, and all the guys in AA. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing well for the most part. I can't complain, and nobody would listen anyway, so that's okay. I hope you're doing well, as I said, and I'm thinking of you and praying for you, as I do all the time. Excuse me. And anyway, I do keep you in my thoughts, and I love being able to say hello to you every week, and hope that you're all able to listen and know that somebody is out here thinking of you and praying for you, and that I hope that you're all doing well. And every week I just like to tune in and just wish you all well, and God bless you. So you all take care, and hopefully I'll talk to you again next week.
All right.
So we'll talk later. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Who do we have holding? Janie from Houston. Who are you calling into? Janie?
Janie? Ah, there we go.
Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get over the flu and everything. I'm feeling a little bit better. That message is going out for Jeremy at the Estelle unit. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still trying to fight this flu. But they did release me to go back to work today, so I did go back today. Still taking my medication and all that. The last letter I got from you was on Wednesday, and that was your weekend, JP. So I did write you, but I haven't got anything else since then. I did hear from Nkwate, and I went ahead and did the rest of his e-com for him since he's getting out soon. So I went ahead and did that. I also sent him some money so he can have some money on his books. I sent him like about $175. So just letting you know that. I did order your calendar, and I got a notification that it was received yesterday at the unit. So you should have gotten that by now. And I also ordered your books and your magazines and all that, so you should get that shortly. Other than that, I'm doing okay, just trying to still get better and everything. I am feeling better. But I'll let you go, and I will call you tomorrow. I love you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Janie. Good night.
Bye.
Jamie out of Cooper.
Yes.
Hi.
How are y'all?
Great. How are you?
It's been better, but I'm holding up.
Yeah, do that. Who are you calling into?
The Darrington unit to my boyfriend, Josh.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to tell you that I love you and I miss you. And the kids miss you a lot, too. And I'm sorry about your dad. I wish that you weren't where you are so you could be here. I love you, and I don't know what else to say right now, but I love you.
Awesome. I'm sure he appreciates that. Have a good night, hon.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. Bella, go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Jedediah, I love you and miss you, and I called the warden secretary, and I called and spoke with the chaplain, and I spoke to them to let you know that I won't be there tomorrow night or next week, but I wanted to call in tonight and tell you just in case neither one of them told you. And I think I'll be able to fly out in a couple of weeks, so it won't be too much longer. And just know that I love you and miss you, and I wish I was there with you. And we'll just do what we have to do to get through this. So take care and stay safe for me. I love you, Jedediah. Night, night, and sweet dreams. Thank you.
Night, Bella.
Bye-bye.
Juan, hi. Who are you calling into?
Juan, are you on the line?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the line. You're on the air.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yes, I want to say hello to everybody, and thank you for all your work you do here for the inmates. Thank you. God bless you. Hola, mijo. Te mando muchos saludos. Esto es para Jan Ramírez. Esperando que te encuentres bien, mi niño. Son mis mejores deseos, hijo. Ya sabes que es lo que más deseo para ti, mijo. Que estés bien, ¿verdad? Que siempre estés tranquilo, mijo. No te preocupes por nada. Sabes que te quiero mucho, mi niño hermoso. Y siempre estoy orando por ti, mi niño. Me acuerdo mucho de tu hijo. Échale muchas ganas, mi niño. Y también quiero decirle que ya cheque sus libros. Ya hay dinero en sus libros. Ya le mandé a mi niño. No se preocupe, mijo. Yo estoy al tanto de usted. Y muchas gracias por su carta que recibí. Me la mandó la señorita Linda. Gracias por todo, mijo. Y estoy al tanto de ti, mijo. También me mandó Karen unas fotos del regalo de Isi. Está bien bonito, mi niño. Y el que me mandaste también está bien bonito. Ya le dije que me lo guarde hasta que vaya Becky o Melissa para que me los dé. Para que no me lo mandes a México, no se vaya a perder. Sí, mi niña, entonces te voy a dejar. Ellas también están tratando de entrar. Te voy a dejar para que hable otra gente. Adiós, mi niño, y cuídese mucho. Lo quiero mucho y Dios me lo bendiga. Gracias a todos. Gracias.
De nada. Okay, thank you, hon. Good night.
Gracias, thank you.
Phil out of Dallas, who are you calling into?
I'm calling for Dan the man on the Polanski. How are you all?
Great. How are you?
I'm holding up.
Do that. That's all we can do. Go ahead.
Well, I got your letter, and I want you to know there's things going on behind the scenes that you just don't know about. I hadn't crossed all the T's and dotted the I's. I've been jacked up from that dang fall. And your letter was so sweet, and yes, I'd let you prop me up, so would. Sounded good, and I appreciate you so much, honey. Just know that I'm thinking of you. I'm praying for you. I need you. I want you, but I know there's so many that's jamming the lines trying to get through. Just know that my thoughts are with you. My prayers are always there with you, and the Lord's there with you, too. I love you. Good night. Thank you all.
You're welcome. Good night. Alicia out of Teague, what unit are you calling into?
The Ferguson unit.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, DJ, it's your favorite itty-bitty baby sister. I just wanted to tell you I love you, and I miss you, and no, I'm not mad at you. I've just been sick off and on, so I haven't been writing like I'm supposed to. I'm sorry. Also, we had pizza for dinner, and it was pepperoni, and we got it from Pizza Hut, and it was so good. It was so yummy. Okay, I love you. I'm working on your letter now to you. Behave, be good, and keep your head strong. Demon says hi, and I'll try and come and see you as soon as possible. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I've got a quick shout out here. A message came in from Colorado from Ellie Dawn Dishon for Roger Smith on the 3 unit there, and apparently she's having trouble getting through on the phone and everything, but she really wants to know that she's trying to get through and shout out to you, and she's been missing you ever since she's been able to visit, apparently, and that's all I get out of this. Anyway, I wanted to quickly step in and do that before I got past it and lost track of it.
Gotcha. Good job. All righty. Let's see. Is this Marnda from Van? What unit are you calling to?
Sorry, Miranda. I don't know. I cut out whenever I called in.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Miranda.
Yes, I'm calling to the Plunk unit for Randy Treadway.
Okay.
I just wanted to call and say that I love you and I miss you, and I'm sorry that I haven't wrote a lot this week. Work has been crazy hectic. Since I've been training another person, I won't be there this weekend. I think it's supposed to storm and stuff. But anyways, I just want to let you know that I love you and I miss you. In Wisconsin, I talked to your mom, and she said that she sent out a JPay, and it was a 2-page letter, so you should be getting it, and there's just a bunch of snowstorms, and they're under a snowstorm watch and stuff. So I did talk to her, but she just been under a snowstorm. So, anyways, I just wanted to say hi to Bandit also, and I love you, Randy, and I hope you have a good weekend. Thank y'all.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Let's see. We're on. Is that Judy?
Hello,
Yeah, Judy
everybody.
from Florida.
Hi.
I am calling in to shout out to Rodney Reed. Happy date night, Rodney. Hope you're doing well. I miss you. I wish it was last week at this time. Thank you for 3 wonderful days. I keep replaying the visits. I laugh out loud when I think about the stories we created regarding the pictures. I'm so glad that I have those to look at and to remember. I'll send you copies of them, all of them in the next batch of pictures that I send. Work was crazy busy today. We had our annual health fair, so there were tons of people up at the office all day. I gave blood and tried some healthy food prepared by a chef that was there. It was a nice break from the typical day. All is good here. We're all doing well. Mom and Kaylee say thank you so much for the cards. Everyone loves the orange candy. Thank goodness you explained and demonstrated the procedure in opening it. I would have never hit it that hard on the table to crack it open. Truth be told, I had a piece, and you know I had to try it. It's very good. The dark chocolate is always my favorite. I hope all is well, and I know Tiffany and your mom will be there on Monday. I know you'll have a great visit, and I'm hoping that they have more fresh strawberries for you. I'll talk to you soon, and go and start my good night. Stay strong, keep the faith, continue to hope and dream. Dreams are alive and well. Thinking of you and praying for you. 560-626. Sending you lots of hugs and kisses. I love you. Miss you like crazy. Good night and sweet, sweet dreams. Always remember, we got this. Love you. Sweet, sweet dreams. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, we're trying to give away a pair of tickets to see the Gin Blossoms Tuesday night at House of Blues here in Houston. The first caller at 903-360-4697. That's 903-360-4697. Gets a pair of tickets to see the Gin Blossoms. All righty.
Good deal. All right, let's see. Let's pick up where we left off. We've got Lydia Holding out of McAllen. What unit are you calling into?
I'm calling for the Polensky.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Papacito. I received the beautiful Valentine's card. Thank you. And I sent you a letter on Wednesday via snail mail, thinking it would make it sooner than the JPay letter. Okay? And I did receive your letter telling me about the trip to the hospital, so I'm glad you got the procedure done or the scan done, and I'm sure you'll get the results soon, puppy. Okay? I'm going to pick up some pictures tomorrow. Grant sent me a bunch of them of that motorcycle he's working on, so I'll send you some of those this coming week. And Tia Patty's thinking about going, I think, this coming Saturday. Not tomorrow, but the next week. She's thinking about going up there, so I'll let you know. I'll let you know if she does go. And Vinny's supposed to be delivering tomorrow. They're going to induce the labor, so she'll be having Sebastian tomorrow on the 10th. And the girls are playing bingo, but they didn't invite, so they're over at the Early's playing bingo. They'll probably be calling soon, so you'll be able to hear them just shouting and making all that noise that they'd make. Okay? I'm sending hellos to Joey, to Big Lou, Jeff, Rudy, Eric, Blaine, Rod, and all you guys. You know who you are. Keep your heads up and know that you're in our prayers. Okay? I love you, Poppy, and I'm glad you got that procedure done. I had been praying. I'll keep praying, mijo, that the results come back. Good results, okay? I love you. Good night. Thank you very much.
Oh, good night. You're welcome now.
Okay. Bye.
Donna from New Jersey. Who are you calling for?
Hello, I'm calling to the Polensky unit. Hey, Talon, it's me. just wanted to say hi to you and let you know that everything is going great around here. As far as me personally, I actually love this new job, which is very weird for me to say, but the perks are really paying off, and I will fill you in on those in JPay. Hopefully you've been getting those. I got a letter from you this week, and so did your daughter. You should have gotten an envelope with some pictures. I was supposed to have arrived yesterday, so hopefully you got it. If not, you should be getting it soon. But she did send me some new pictures today, so I'm going to send those to you next. Well, I'll send them tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm going to send them out tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow. But they are just doing wonderful. I can't even describe my shock and awe at the things that they're doing. Like, I didn't know babies that little could smile. I don't know. I don't do babies. But anyway, they're really cool. So I'll keep it at that. But anyway, I hope you're doing good. And it was funny that you, in the letter you sent to me, described that you were in the same exact mood that I was in the JPay I had sent you. So I'm sure you noticed that as well. And I'm sure we both were working on our attitudes this week. And I'm sure we're both in a much better place today. So I'm going to leave it with that. And I love you and I miss you. And I will talk to you next week. Bye. Good night, y'all.
Okay, good night. Bye-bye. Is this Estella from Laredo? What unit?
Ferguson unit.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, hon.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
This message is for Edgar. Hi, Edgar. I miss you so much. I know I haven't written to you, but I'm in the process. There's been a lot of work, and then I get home and I have to work, and then, I have the kids, so it's been a little bit harder for me. But I'll go ahead and definitely write you a letter, and I hope you're hearing me. I did receive Joe's birthday card. He loved it. You will be receiving some photos as well. I know I always say I'm going to send them, and I never do, but I am this time. You should also receive a Valentine's card. If you don't, then just go ahead and let me know on the JPay, and I hope you have a good night, and keep warm. I know it must be cold in there. I love you. I miss you, and I can't wait to see you. Well, and I hope that I hope to see you soon. I love you. Bye. Mwah. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Good night. Yancy from Houston, what unit?
He knows he's listening. Hola, mi amor. Buenas noches. Te quiero decir que te amo. Siempre, cada momento quiero recordarte eso. Cada oportunidad que se nos da. Te adoro. Siempre estás en mis pensamientos, en mis oraciones. Gracias a Dios todos los días por todas las bendiciones que nos llenan nuestra vida. Siempre, siempre positivos, mi amor. Y it's been a long day at work, but very tiring, but aquí estamos. Your mom took care of our babies today, and we're here about to work on our other project, and Pitaji also sends his love and his prayers. Y aquí te paso tu otro amor.
Hola, mijo, ¿cómo estás? Te quiero mucho. Estamos aquí juntas con Yancy. Bueno, solo quiero decirte que te quiero, siempre estás en mis pensamientos y que Dios te bendiga, que sueñes con los angelitos y darle gracias a Dios por todas las bendiciones que Dios nos da. Te quiero mucho, besitos. Buenas noches, mijo.
Hey, buenas noches, mi amor, y dulces sueños. Sí, sueña con Diosito, nuestros angelitos que siempre están con nosotros y conmigo también. I'll see you soon, mi amor. Besos. Y buenas noches y muchos abrazos. Love you. Good night. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Buenas noches, Juan.
All right. Tiffany from Austin, which unit?
Polanski.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Rodney. This is Tiffany calling. How are you tonight? I hope that you're doing well and staying warm. I was very happy to hear about your visits this week, and I'm looking forward to being there on Monday and seeing you and catching up. So I will see you Monday. I should be there somewhere around 11:30. and I love you and miss you, and hope that you're doing well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Monday. And Judy loves you a ton. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for doing this show and letting us call in, and I will talk to y'all next Friday. Thank you.
We'll listen out for you. Thanks, Tiffany.
All right. Thanks.
Judith from Texas City, go ahead.
Hello, this is your homegirl, Latina baby, calling to say we miss you, Chino. I just got your letter 3 days ago, so be on the lookout for mine. I hope you're doing okay, and I should be coming late February, early March, possibly with Lexi and Miss Crowder. I love the Valentine's card you drew me. It's pretty badass. I'm going to put it in my binder so everyone can see it. Haha. So I got in contact with your sister Ramona, and she says she'll be sending you pictures soon, so be on the lookout for her letter as well. That's all I have to say for now. Hasta luego, amigo mío. Stay fly and keep your wings on. God bless, and good night, short stuff.
All right, good night. Clarence from San Angelo, which unit are you calling into? How are you, by the way?
I'm fighting this flu now.
Uh-oh.
Flu and bone cancer don't really go together.
No.
I'm fighting them both.
Well, keep fighting them. Okay, who are you? Go ahead.
I got to call my boys on the Pulaski unit. First, I better say hi to Ray here, Mysterious Mike, and tell them I said hello. And old Hank, I ain't forgot Hank.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good, man. Like $1 million every day. Wish you were too, brother.
But this is life, man. I'm gonna holler at old Clarence Brown, old Johnny Barnes out of San Antonio, Texas, old Curry, old Polo, Brother White, and Brother King, Brother Sprigg. Hope you brothers doing all right, man. Old Brown, old King. Look for me in about 20 more days, I hope. Check on your boys by then, I hope, if it's good, Lord's will. This flu don't kill me first. I got to get out in the morning, go to the clinic up there and take me a shot. I don't want to, but I got to. Y'all let me know how y'all doing down there, man. Oh, King, I know you're right, so drop me a few lines. Oh, Brian, you can drop me a few lines, too, if you want to. Unless you're still mad at me. But you're still my boy. Oh, Barnes, take care of my boy, man. You know how he is. He'll zone out every now and then. Y'all take care, man. I'm doing the best I can out here. It's a beautiful world. That's for an old man like me. Although Social Security's trying to eat me alive, but that's the way it goes to the federal government. They do want something, they have to pay for it, so I'm doing my best. Y'all take care. Everybody my love, my brother. Y'all two at the station now, man. And tell everybody I said hello, man.
They can all hear you.
All right. Yeah, well, I couldn't pick them up on the radio tonight, so I'll try again sometime next week.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep trying till I get through some kind of way. Y'all take care, man.
Okay.
All right, Clarence. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Cindy out of Magnolia. What unit?
Yes, ma'am. I've got a couple of shout-outs. So I'm going to start off with Roger Dale Smith Jr. at the Jester 3. I love you so much, babe, and I miss you like crazy. I don't know what is going to come of Shelby, but I know it was very hard to see the family suffering as they are. She's still on life support. Please keep the Wittens in your prayers. You know how much that they mean to me. I hope you have a happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart. There are cards on their way. I'm sure you'll get them in 11 days. That seems to be the time frame you seem to be getting all your snail mail these days. Raquel got her cards, and she is in the process of writing you. But I love you, sweetheart. And Kenny, I got your letter, sweetie, and I wrote you back through JPay. I don't know if you got it today or if they'll give it to you Monday. Y'all tell Uncle Willie when he gets back. I wrote him too. And somebody needs to let me know how his surgery went for his
prostate cancer. And my brother Andy at the Ellis unit. I love you and miss you, little worm. I will write a letter when I have more news on Shelby. Please get the guys at the Ellis unit to pray for her. As I said, the family means a lot to me. Roger, Andy, and Kenny, y'all have a great weekend. I love y'all and I miss y'all. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Good night. Nancy from Sulphur Springs.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How are y'all?
Great. How are you?
Oh, doing good. Doing good.
How'd that dinner turn out last week?
Oh, it was good, but you didn't come eat with me.
I didn't get to come.
No, I know.
We got to get you down here and get you in a big kitchen and just cook up for everybody.
Well, if I could do that, I'll do it.
We know you would. Thank you.
You're welcome. More than welcome.
All right. Go ahead with your shout out.
Thank you. Hello, Daniel. This is Mama, and I love you with all my heart. And I'm glad tonight to get to say hello again like I always am on KPFT. And I've written to you several times this week. And I got a letter from you today. And I will tell Anella that you said hello and that you wish her a happy Valentine's Day. And I wish you a happy Valentine's Day, Daniel. And I'm glad that you have received my Valentine cards that I sent you. And Sherry and Doug have sent you, it was a JPay, and I'm sure you received it by now. Your letter today said that you had not heard from them yet, but that you were sending them a letter. And so I imagine they've gotten their letter from you by now, since I got mine today. And the dog that Coy was telling me about, Diva, he has found a good home for her, and she weighs 105 pounds. I mean, yeah, a little over 105 pounds. So I'm sending you a picture of her tomorrow, and I guess I'll say good night for now. Love you with all my heart. Keep me in your prayers, and you're in mine. And y'all, thank you on KPFT for letting me give this shout out every week. And sometimes when you ever want to, now remember you can sure come eat with me if you'll let me know.
I will give you the heads up when I'm ready to hit the road. Thank you so much, Nancy, and thanks for announcing our call letters for us, actually. But we need people like you, loyal folks like you, and y'all remember us when it comes pledge time, okay?
I sure will.
All right.
When is that going to be?
Our dates again, Hank, March 1st through the 21st.
The 21st, 3 weeks. We got 3 Fridays in there that we'll be doing them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Good night now.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Maria from New York.
Good night.
Hi.
Good to hear your voices. So this one, this is for you. I'm being a messenger, passing on lots of love from Anne, from Sai, from Bobby, Pancho, and from Mina Hanek, of course, and from Baobo. I hope you're well. We all hope you're well. It was a good, busy, hectic week. Yesterday I was at Gibson, a.k.a. Car Wash. Car all washed. It was awesome. And what else? I needed to tell you that in 2 weeks I'm traveling for a major paper, rock, scissors tournament. I'm training, and I know we are all going to be victorious. So with that, I wish good night to you. Stay strong, sit steady, and peace. Good night to everyone who's listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Good night. I didn't
Good
know that was a
night.
thing. Paper, rock, scissors tournament. I'm going to have to check that out. Thanks.
Yeah, training next for the World Championships as well. So
awesome.
Are you going out for air guitar next year?
no, I'm gonna stick to paper, rock, scissors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Stick with what you know best. That's a good thing.
All right.
All right, good night. Debbie, hi, what unit are you calling into?
I am calling into the Wayne Scott trustee camp.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I am wanting to shout out to Robert Bennett, which I call him Mitch. He's my brother, and just wanted to tell him hi and hope he's doing well. Hope the flu hasn't hit the unit like it's been hitting everywhere else. I guess, Mitch, you know that Mom and Dad had the flu and had been sick. We've escaped it so far. But anyway, hope you haven't. Hope it has not hit you. Just wanted you to know that we miss you. We love you. Rick said hi. And hope you have a happy Valentine's Day. Talk to you soon.
All right, good night. Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you.
Kathy out of Fort Worth, what unit?
Polanski.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And thanks to all you guys at the prison show. This is just an amazing blessing that we get every week.
Awesome.
And my shout out is to Randy Strickland on the Polanski unit. And I'm going to try to get through this. First, let me say, please do your best to understand how bittersweet this next week is for me. Monday marks one of the saddest day of my life. 1 year ago, when I sat by my son Justin while he bravely took his last breath. He was a warrior to the end, and it's a pain no one should have to endure. I know you do your best, Randy, to unbreak my heart every day with your letters and your phone calls. So, on to a better note. This is a huge thank you. You always make me feel so special and loved. It feels like we picked up where we left off so many years ago. Never skipped a beat. You are my forever guy. The love you put into my card shines. It doesn't show, it shines. The words, you know I'm a little competitive, but I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words. Can you believe that? Me? Yep, you won. I'm going to have to start thinking now for the next Valentine's. I love you more than words could ever say. And when you hear Jason Aldean's new song, You Make It Easy, it's just perfect. And I love you so much, and I hope you sleep good tonight, babe. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you all so much. And everybody have a happy Valentine's at the station.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
All right, let's hear from Dani. You're back in the studio with us.
I am back. Okay, I have a couple of shout-outs. First to Michael Gonzalez. You had mailed a letter here to the station asking for a couple of things, some schedules, and I did drop that in the mail to you. Wanted to mention that. And Farron, I hope you're listening. Got a message from your lovely wife. She says, "Hey husband, hope you're doing okay. I had the most amazing time with you, and soon we will have a repeat. I think I did say it was chilly while out there. Nothing compared to what I faced once I got back to the UK. All is okay here, back at work, and all going fine. Just on countdown to our next time together. Hope you have a great weekend. I am off this weekend. Love you and missing you." So I guess she had a good time while she was seeing you, Farron. Yeah. And that's all I got.
Okay.
Well, I got tickets to Fish in Austin. So
rub it in.
P-H-I-S-H, Fish, a band.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
Well, why, you like Fish?
I've never heard them.
What are you doing Tuesday night? Because I got an extra pair of tickets here and nobody's claiming them. If you want a pair of tickets to go see the Gin Blossoms at House of Blues, the number to call is 903-360-4697.
That's it.
I might as well take them.
There we
I
go.
still got this pair I'm trying to give away.
One. That's it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you,
thank
Danny.
Oh,
All right. Are we?
Yeah, let's let Mysterious Mike. We might as well knock him out of the way here right quick.
Hello, everybody. This is Mysterious Mike on the Historic Prison Show. I'd like to do some shout-outs here. Yovan in Spring Branch, the guys at Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Dennis Hope, Stephen Russell, Philip in Dallas, K-Money in Houston, Philip Perez in Houston, Drew in Houston, Ty Burns. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out to Rito Estrada and Payday. Carla Riviera wants me to do a shout-out to Alex Molina on the Telford unit. Shout-out to Bonton Mickey. Michael Marino, Manuel Marino in the Eastham and Estelle unit. Shout-out to Michelle Bateman, DJ Doc, DJ Matt, DJ Oz, DJ Thomas. Special shout-out to Frank Klepper at the Gory unit. Haas, Danger, Lucky, Jivin Jimmy. Shout-out to Michael S. Garcia at the Ferguson unit. Juan Carlos Esparza at the Stringfellow unit. F. Bernard at the Darrington unit. Howard S. Pruitt at the Polunsky unit. Jose Herrera. A shout-out to Edward Rees at the Carol Vance unit. Barry Barrett at the Gory unit. Adam Wilkerson at the Luther unit. Some shout-outs to, special shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman in San Angelo. Ernest Matthews at the Hightower unit. Edward Darrell Harmon at the Polunsky unit. Roland G. Lopez at the Darrington unit. K.A. Keble at the Polunsky unit. Robert Satillo at the Wynn unit. Edward Darrell Harmon at the Polunsky unit. John R. Green at the Terrell unit. Thomas Ramirez at the Polunsky unit. Abel R. Acheo at the Polunsky unit. Mark Holloway at the Luther unit. Christopher Dye at the Darrington unit. Wayman Spriggs at the Polunsky unit. And Bill R. Sims at the Wynn unit. Y'all can continue writing me to the Historic Prison Show, KPFT, Mighty 90.1 FM, 419 Lovett Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77006. And now back to Hank and the host on the Prison Show.
Tanika.
He knows my name. All righty, Hank, what are we going to do?
Whoever been waiting on, let's see, Diana from Houston, line 5. Oh, that's one.
Well, yeah. Melissa out of Corpus, but see, no one knew I was doing that.
Okay.
Gotcha. Melissa out of Corpus, what unit? She's not ready yet. Are you there, Melissa?
Melissa?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Ahead.
Oh, I'm calling from Brownsville for the Polunsky unit. Hi, John. This is Manny. Espero que hayas tenido una buena semana. Aquí estamos reportándonos como siempre, diciéndote que estés bien. Parece que habías mandado una carta diciendo que para el 17 iba a ir Rebeca. No estoy segura si voy a poder ir yo, pero ella creo que sí va a poder ir. Te paso de aquí para contestarlo.
Hey John, vamos a ir el 17, nada más te queríamos saludar y que estés bien. Agarré tu JPay and I'll be right in. Okay, Easy todavía no llega de la store, pero te va a pasar a Gerardito o a Raciel para que te saluden. Espérame, Jerry. Espérame. Hello, John.
Thank you. Se pasó mi mamá. Cuídate. Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Is that it? All right, let's go ahead and go to Diana out of Houston.
Thank you. Hi, hi everybody. Hope you are doing well. That y'all are doing well. Sending a shout out to my son Johnny at the Polunsky unit. Mijo, I just wanted to call in to tell you hi and to tell you that I love you. I missed talking to you today. I was hoping that you'd be able to call, but hopefully you can call me tomorrow. And I want to tell you that
I'll be there to see you not this weekend, but next weekend. And I'm glad I got to see you last week. I'm at a conference this weekend, the Narcotics Anonymous conference here in Houston off of Eldridge and I-10. So if anybody is out there who can hear and wants to come to a recovery conference this weekend, it's going on all weekend here at the Omni Hotel, Eldridge and I-10. And, Mijo, I love you so much. Junior's here with me, but he's in where there's a live band. They're going to have a DJ in a little bit. So I just stepped out from there. That's why there's a lot of noise in the background. So we're just having clean and sober fun here, and I just wanted to, get out here and call in and tell you that I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you again next week, and I hope that you get to call me tomorrow. Okay, guys, hope you have a safe trip home. I love you, mijo.
All right. Diana, thanks for sharing that you're having a clean and sober night out.
Oh, yes. I've been clean and sober for 24 years, thank God, and, do it just for today, one day at a time. Yay.
That's right. Yay. Good for you. Good night now.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. Jean out of Fort Worth. What unit are you calling to?
The Wainscott Trustee Camp.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Robert. This is Mother calling you, and wanted to tell you hi and wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And did you hear your sister had called earlier? Hope you heard her. And just wanted to see how you were doing and wish you well. And I got that package you mailed me, and I'll put it up until you tell me to send it to you. And two, I want to say hi to your friends, Jason, Rob, Third, and Lockett, wishing them a happy Valentine's Day as well. And just remember, stay strong, and that we love you, and look forward to talking to you on Sunday. Love you. Bye.
All right. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Thank you for your call. Let me call.
Oh, you're certainly welcome. Glad we're here for y'all.
Bye.
All right. Who's on one? Who is that?
Nobody.
No, they're all on hold now.
Okay.
That's the last caller right there, Veronica.
Veronica is the last one?
Yep.
Gotcha. Veronica out of Seguin. What unit?
Hello. I was going to a shout out to my husband at the Wayne unit, Juan Medina. I just want to tell him I love him, and thanks for calling me earlier. And I finally made it through. I got out early, and we're doing good. I love you, and I miss you. See you next week. Thank y'all.
Okay, thank you. All right, we've got Linda back in the studio. What do you have for us?
I've got some shout-outs. Okay, the first shout-out I have is for Grumpy Roads. I want to know why you're so grumpy. I got a report today that you are grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. John Ramirez, Will Spear, Juan Castillo, Ramiro Gonzalez, Jesse Hill, Vincent Baker, Wendion Sanders, Roland Mays, Brian Davis, David Wood, Stephen Long, Robert Frada, Jaime Cole, Perry Austin, Billy Wardlow, Eugene Broxton, John Rubio, Danny Bible, Fabian Hernandez, Abel Ochoa, Patrick Murphy, Milton Gobert, Dennis Hope, Stephen Russell. Stephen, I'm going to be there to see you, I think, tomorrow, if not Sunday. Blaine Milam, Tedric Batiste, Elijah Jobert, Juan Ramirez, Richard Tabler, and Maurice Willis. The Ramsey unit, Colton Weir. Your wife said to tell you hello. She'll see you this weekend. Nannon Williams and Doncha Crump. I hope you guys are doing okay. Darrington unit, Antonio De La Paz Jr. Hey, Karen said that she saw you at the fence waving last weekend when she drove by, so I don't know if it was you or not, but she sure waved at somebody. Jeff Andrizak, LeBronc unit, Salvador Urate, Jason Gallegos, and Samuel Solomon. Huntsville unit, Larry Barker. Wynn unit, my little brother, Guy Alexander. I hope you're having a good week. Jerry Hunter and Bill Sims. The Luther unit, Adam Wilkerson, Jeffrey Wallace, Jimmy Carrington, and William Blaylock. Okay, guys, y'all have a great week, and I'll be back next week.
In order to save time, next week, why don't you just mention the names you don't write?
That does.
Short things up a little. Oh, we got another one here from Mike.
I'd just like to do a special shout-out to Jayla.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What about Miss Dye? Has she got anything tonight? Oh, okay.
She's gone.
She's already gone. Okay. All righty. Well, let's see. We got a couple minutes here. All right, let me try one more time to give away these tickets. It's a pair of tickets to the Gin Blossoms at House of Blues here in Houston. Free. You can call David's number at 903-360-4697. Again, 903-360-4697. It's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock doors, and probably the show's probably at 8. I know House of Blues. The number is 903-360-4697.
Tuesday night. That's the night before.
Valentine's Day. Night before Valentine's, so you could take her out, sweeten her up a little bit, and then have dinner on Valentine's evening, and a good time.
That is it.
All right.
Producers in the house.
In the house. David just sat down here. He's ready to go.
It's been a good show.
It has been a good show.
Yeah. How many times did you remind folks about kpft.org?
Not at all. KPFT.org, folks. You can always listen to this show at kpft.org. You click Listen Live, and you'll click the 90.1. It could be high or low. It doesn't really matter. You're going to get good quality sound from it either way.
Because a lot of times they'll be watching the Facebook page, and then the sound's kind of weird or whatever.
Yeah.
They can always, if they're on the computers at the house anyway, they could do kpft.org for the sound and then watch.
Yeah. And then watch
it. Watch Daniel dancing in the background.
Yeah. Daniel's down there with the goats again.
He's in Argentina.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. He sent me an email earlier. He's in Argentina.
Well.
But we're doing real good. I want to thank everybody on Facebook Live for tuning in. Thank everybody at kpft.org or out there on 90.1 FM. I was talking with some folks here at the station, and they're trying to figure out how many people are listening. And Ray says, well, how do you count all the guys in TDC?
Right.
And whenever Chris came in and he was talking about how that guy up in Salt Lake City wrote the letter, it's like, well, how did he listen to the broadcast?
Right. Yeah, we can't broadcast that far.
And I was telling him about the convicts, and whenever I was a peer educator, we used to say that you could take 2 convicts, put one on a flagpole, put the other one 100 yards away on a flagpole, give one of them a cigarette, give the other one a lighter, and the first one, not only would he get the light, but he'd save the second one the short.
Yep. That's exactly true, yeah.
Just the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah. The grapevine in the prison system is the best grapevine on the planet.
Yeah, that chain bus keeps everything going.
We have a comment now from South Carolina said that's the first time she listens. She's watching it.
Yep.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I got a call earlier from somebody from South Carolina. Got a call from Laredo. I guess because I put my phone number up on the Facebook page. They're calling us instead of shout-outs. Okay. So.
Well, it has been a good show. I'm serious as I can be about Chris. Chris has really come into his own and got with this bio. So
y'all stay tuned for Dean Becker, Culture of Baggage.
Yep.
Join Discovery Green for